संस्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः।
Recording in progress.
So, today we will be carrying forward our discussion on the theory of illusion of Advaita Vedanta. So, this is the second part, second and final part. You will be glad to know. So, please have your Tylenols ready. Yeah. Today may be a bigger headache than last time. So, last time we had seen that knowledge is of two kinds, true and false. False means erroneous knowledge. So, there are many kinds of erroneous knowledge, but two are most important: doubt and error or illusion. Doubt and illusion. So last time we have discussed the differences between these two, and our main focus is on illusion called viparyaya in Sanskrit. So Advaita Vedanta discusses the phenomenon of adhyasa. Adhyasa means false attribution. So that is perceptual error. And many schools of thought, many philosophies or Indian philosophies, they have discussed this in various ways, in great detail, and they have put their own theories. So last time we have seen that there are 7 main different theories of illusion. On the whole, there are about 10. So we were discussing only 7 of them. We have, I think, finished 4 of them. So, though it is so common, illusion is so common, it is a puzzle to the human mind. It arises of itself. There is no effort on our part. No effort is required to become deluded. It is very difficult to say how it happens. So, the interpretations of various schools vary according to their metaphysical views. So, this theory, as we had seen last time, is called Khyati Vada. Khyati means erroneous conception or false apprehension, and Vada means proposition. So Khyati Vada. Now we will go to the next one. So now the things will get subtler. We will discuss Anyathākhyāti. Anyathākhyāti is the 6th one in our list. And this is propounded by the Nyāya school, Nyāyikas as they are called. So according to them, in illusion, something is perceived as other than what it is. When you see a nacre, you think it to be silver. So they say that nacre is apprehended as silver, but how does it happen? According to them, due to defective eyesight, or maybe insufficient light, or some other cause, a person fails to cognize nacre as nacre and apprehends it as something bright as silver. So what is happening here according to Anyathākhyāti? According to Anyathākhyāti, we have seen silver before. Okay. Now, that memory of silver, according to them, that memory of silver is awakened in our mind, in our consciousness, when we see the naked. So I had seen silver in a jewelry shop. Okay. Now when I see a naked outside, that memory of the silver which I had seen in a jewelry shop is awakened. So that silver, according to them, was seen at some other place and some other time. But when erroneous cognition is there, that silver seen at some other place and other time is seen in the place of naked. So the same silver we perceived elsewhere, we perceive in the naked. So naked is mistaken for silver. So falsity, what is happening? The problem here is falsity consists in relating silver with the naked where it does not exist. So we are bringing that silver and relating it with the naked, but it does not exist there actually. So according to them, neither of the two is unreal. Naked is not unreal because it is kept in front of me right now. And that silver also is real because it is brought from the place where we had seen it before to the present location according to them because of the similarity in perception. So the perception of the remote silver is mingled with the vague perception of the naked. Thus the error takes the form, this is silver. But silver is where? Silver is somewhere else because it is in a memory only. I had seen it somewhere else before. So perception of the similarity revives the idea of the peculiar characteristics of silver in memory. And the reproduction of silver in memory produces the perception of silver. So we think that this is silver. Remember, this is important here. This is the main argument. That reproduction of silver in memory produces the perception of silver. So this is the ground they hold, and here on this basis Advaitin will refute that. This seems very logical. I had seen silver somewhere else. I see something to silver, similar to silver. My memory is revived because of the similarity, so I think this is silver. But this is not how it happens. It cannot happen like that. How? The Advaitins say that there cannot be a perception like this is silver unless silver is actually present here and now to the organ of vision. It will not happen if the silver is only present in your memory. An object of perception must be present in front of the sense organs concerned. It must be present here and now if the feeling this is silver is experienced by me. It has to be there. If it is just in your memory, you will not feel this is silver. For example, I hear a sound, when the cards, when they backfire, it is sometimes like a shot. So, just if a car backfires, if the just I have seen something like that before, I will that in my if it is the shot is in my memory, then I will not feel that the sound is present before my organ of hearing right now. I may compare them. I may say, yes, this is a sound which I had heard, something like that I had heard previously. But I will not feel that I am hearing it now. That is what the Advaitins say. Otherwise, if this was possible, they say that, then what would happen? The whole process of inference would become invalid. How? What is the process of inference? Inference means you do not see something directly, but you infer it indirectly. So when I see smoke, I am not seeing the fire directly, but the inference takes place. How? That wherever I have seen smoke earlier, there was fire. So there also there must be fire somewhere. So what is happening here? Actually, it is being revived in our memory first. That I have seen so many instances of smoke and I had seen fire also there. So I had seen fire there. But because I remember that I had seen fire there, do I see fire now? This is the objection. This is the contention of Advaita Vedanta. They say that just the memory of fire, if it would have led me to see fire actually, then there would be no need of inference, because just seeing the smoke, I would see the fire also. Because it is in my memory. If things in memory could produce the feeling that this is here right now, and again I am telling, if things in memory, images in memory could lead to the perception that that thing is present here right now, then when I see the smoke, why don't I feel that the fire is present there right now? It is in my memory. But I don't feel that the fire is present right now there. I just see the smoke. I infer the fire. So where is the fire? Fire is in my memory because I have seen previously fire where there was smoke. Could you understand the thing?
So Swami, so that then means that memories are inferred to be in the present moment.
Inferred to be means what?
Well, so basically, if we've got memories, when we feel or experience that memory, we're trying to create it in the present moment, but it doesn't exist in the present moment.
So these people are trying to create. They are saying that because I had seen silver before at some other time and place, that's why I feel that this is silver. So Advaita Vedanta says, when you infer fire from smoke, you cannot see the fire there, but you are inferring. How are you inferring? You had seen it previously in the memory, but when you see the only smoke, if the object is in your memory, they say they argue with them that you are telling that you had seen silver before, because it is in your memory. Now you are seeing it right in front of you. But they say that if that was possible, then on seeing the smoke, fire would have also come right in front of you. Because it is in your memory. So it is not possible. Here also, it is not possible. So then there will be nothing called inference. Because inference means when you are relating it through what you have seen earlier. If you could see that thing actually, then there will be no need of inference. As soon as you saw smoke, immediately your mind would say, yes, I had seen connected with smoke fire, so immediately I should see fire there. That is what they are arguing, that because I had seen silver somewhere else, I feel that this is silver. But when we had seen something somewhere else, it is not presented to our eyes right now. It cannot be. It's a very subtle thing. So this is their argument, that just because you are seeing a nacre and it resembles silver, and you had seen silver previously, and you say that that feeling is now making me think that here is silver. They say it cannot be. You go shopping for some, Abaji goes shopping for some diamonds. So she sees a beautiful diamond and a bigger diamond is there in her home. So some similar. So she feels that yes, this is similar to the diamond I had. So memory. But because of that, does she feel that my diamond is here and now?
It's not true.
She will just think that this looks like my diamond. But she will not see that my diamond is here right now. Otherwise, she would go and sue that shopkeeper. So that cannot happen. This is how Advaita Vedanta refutes this view of the Nyāyikas, which is called Anyathākhyāti. Anyatha means somewhere other than that. That is the meaning of Anyatha. So here, how did this name come? Because Nyāyikas say, I had seen silver at some other place. From that this word comes. So because I had seen silver somewhere else, the memory is revived and I feel this is silver. But Advaita Vedanta says, if something is just in your memory, you can never feel that it is here right now. If you feel something is right here right now, it has to be here. So the funny thing you see here, when Ramanuja says that thing is here right now, it is true, Advaita Vedanta negates that. It cannot be there. Now when these people say it is not here but in my memory only, Advaita Vedanta refutes that also. So then what is their view? It is refuting everything. It is interesting. Let's see what they will say later. Before that, we have one more opposing argument to contend with. Which one is that? So this is our second last one before we discuss the Advaita view actually. This is the Mimāmsā view. Mimāmsā is another school of Indian philosophy. This view is called Vivekakhyāti. Viveka means discrimination. So from this, you can have an idea of what these people believe in. What is that? So, actually Mimāmsā also there are two schools. So this view is held by one of those two schools, which is called the school of Prabhakara. He was a great philosopher of this school. So on his name it is one branch is there. So this is called Vivekakhyāti. Another name of it is Akhyāti also. So this theory is called the theory of non-discrimination. According to this theory, there is no positive error in illusory perception. There is no error there. If I am seeing silver where there is only nacre, they say that there is no positive error there, like misapprehension of an object as other than what it is. That is an error. I apprehend one object as other than what it is. But they say there is no error here. Then what is the problem? According to them, there is just a mix-up. There is no error. There is a mix-up. Mix-up between what? They say there is a mix-up between what I see and what I remember. Don't confuse it with the one we have discussed now. Their view was that what I had seen earlier, I actually perceived there. That is brought from my memory and put there, as it were. That is why I am not seeing it correctly. They say no. It is just a lack of discrimination, a mix-up between between two things, what I am experiencing and what is in my memory. So the vague apprehension, vague perception of a nacre as something bright like silver by a person of defective eyesight revives in him the association of the memory of silver. Till this portion it agrees with the previous view. But after that what happens? Because of the similarity, the distinction between the perception and the memory image is not apprehended. He confuses memory with perception. So here the error consists in failure to differentiate the two cognitions, perception and memory. So here it is happening here in the mind. The problem is happening here according to them. It is not that what I had seen in memory is brought here right now. No. They say that it is just a mix-up. I fail to differentiate between my memory and what I am seeing. That makes me feel that this is silver. But we will go into detail, don't worry. It looks a little difficult. Now let us consider this in detail. According to these people, this phenomenon, confusion of this memory and what I am perceiving, these are different psychoses. So what is happening here is a combination of two psychoses, means two mental processes. Another view is that it may be a single psychosis also. Prabhakara says that illusion, what we are discussing, according to him, it is a complex psychosis made up of two things: perception, which is anubhava, and recollection, which is smriti. So according to them, as long as the illusion lasts, means we don't discriminate between what I am seeing and what I am remembering. It becomes confused as long as it lasts. But once they say I separate my memory from what I am seeing, then I see the truth. So I am seeing a snake where there is only rope. So according to them, what happens? I see a rope, but the rope is so similar to the snake that the memory of the snake which I had seen is revived. Now what I do, I mix up that memory with what I am seeing. I am seeing a rope. The snake is in my memory, but I mix up the memory and my perception. So because of that, I see the snake there. Wait, Julian, wait. We will make it simpler. Don't nod your head like that. But what we had discussed just now, the Nyāya view and also the Vedanta view, they say that illusion is only a single psychosis of a perceptual nature. Misapprehension is just a simple psychosis. But here there are two mental processes, remembrance as well as perception. So there are two elements here, an element of perception, an element of recollection. When we perceive nacre as silver, we perceive only the common qualities of nacre and silver, brightness, etc., which revives the idea of silver in memory by association. And we do not discriminate between the two. Because they become confused, we feel that silver is present right here and now. And as long as the illusion lasts, we do not distinguish between perception and recollection. So this non-discrimination is the cause of either the cause of exertion to get that thing, or it leads to avoidance. So because my memory and my perception are mixed up, suppose I see nacre and think it to be a silver, I will go and to get that silver because I want it. I'll become a rich man. So either it will lead to the process of exertion to get it. But if I see a snake in a rope, it will lead to running away. I will try to avoid it. But when we know the substance for what it is, the only thing which happens according to them is we recognize the difference between perception and recollection. This is their theory. So now they will be questioned. They will be asked, what is the cause of such mixing up? You say you are mixed up. Non-discrimination, you say. So what is the cause of this? There must be some cause. So they say that the cause is that my memory becomes obscured. Because my memory becomes obscured, I mix up my perception with memory. So because my memory is not functioning properly, the memory is not recognized as memory. Because memory is not recognized as memory, it becomes mixed up with the perception. So I feel that I am actually seeing a silver there, which is actually in my memory. So according to this theory, in the cognition, this is silver. This and silver are different. This is how it differs from the earlier view. Earlier what happened? What was the silver in my memory was actually brought in front of me. So it was just one mental process. Here, in the cognition, in the erroneous cognition, this is silver, this is different, silver is different. This is one thing in my smriti, memory, is silver is perceived.
Where's the title now?
So this is silver can be divided into two parts, two mental processes. This is perceived and silver is remembered.
This is real.
Yeah. In the earlier one, which we have discussed right now, Anyathākhyāti, the same silver we perceived elsewhere is perceived in the nacre. They say that the same silver which is in my memory is perceived actually there. So this is only one mental process. But here, there are two mental processes. This and silver. silver is in my memory, but I mix it up with this. Because of this mixture or non-discrimination between memory and perception, I feel this is silver. Okay? This is difficult, I know. You'll have to think on that. So, now when we refute this, it will become a little clear. At least I hope it will become clear. So, Advaita Vedanta refutes that. Now, I will share an image. I am trying my best. Because you can just simplify it to a certain extent. No, after that you cannot do. So here you can see. Oh my God, this is stuck up.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 minute. Let me share on the screen first, those who are online. It will give you some relief from the headache, a 2 minutes gap. So yeah, so I'm sharing the screen online also. It is still not come. Wait, I have to disconnect and connect again. See the positive thing.
There's a mix-up now, Swami.
After see the positive thing. After this, everything we hear will seem simple.
The image is there, but it's mixed up, Swami.
But this is real. The other one is unreal.
The image is there. It's just proving your point there, Swami.
Yeah. 1 second. Actually, the thing is here that it will come again. Don't worry. Now you can see. Okay? Okay. So this now when Advaita Vedanta points out the flaws in this theory, we can understand it better. So this is the refutation of this view, which is called Vivekakhyāti. So the question which Advaita Vedanta asks is, in the illusion, this is silver. When I mix up my memory and perception, and I feel this is silver, then I try to get that silver. Okay? If there is no policeman around. So they say that in the illusion which is produced by the mix-up, this is silver. What moves a person to action? What moves me to get that silver? Okay, this is what Advaita Vedanta asks. So Advaita Vedanta asks them that according to you, this is a confusion between perception and memory. There are two things involved, perception plus memory. Is it okay, Julian?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Because you are thinking of something else, I can see. So, they ask, Advaita Vedanta asks that you say that this is silver is a confusion of two processes, perception and memory. So, when I try to get that silver, what is responsible for my movement to get that silver? Is it perception and memory combined? Or is it either of the two? Could you follow, Julian?
Well, basically what it's telling me then is perceptions are not reality. and memories that are perceived are not reality either. According to Advaita Vedanta.
No. What is real and real, don't confuse here. Here the thing is, when I see a piece of nacre as silver, according to Vivekakhyāti, what is happening? This is silver is my experience. So this is perception. And silver is memory. And I confuse the two. So I feel that this is silver and I try to get that silver. So two processes are involved here. Try to follow. One is perception and one is memory. Till now it is okay. Now Advaita Vedanta asks that when I try to get that silver, what is the force behind it? Is it memory? You say that it is memory and perception, both are functioning. Okay. So when I try to get that silver, is memory and perception both are responsible? Or only one of them?
They're connected.
Julian is going over their head.
They're connected. The reason you're
See.
Yeah.
I'll again tell you.
Yeah, they're connected.
When I see a silver as silver and I try to get that silver, what is happening? The perception of the silver is the force. But here, silver is in my memory and the nacre is outside. So Advaita Vedanta asks, what is responsible for my action when I try to get that silver? Is it perception or memory combined, or is it one of them? Till now it is clear?
Somewhat.
Now it is somewhat clear.
Somewhat.
So now see the argument, see the chart in front of you. So first they give the option that perception and memory together goad me to get that silver. Okay. Together, my recollection and perception together, they goad me, they make me act to get that silver. Both are acting. That is the first thing. If both are acting, they say, then do they operate together? See below. Or they operate one after the another? It's a good question.
It's a good question.
So if both are operating, there can be only two options. They can operate together or they can operate one after another. Now if you say they operate together, that is impossible because two different mental processes cannot be together.
Right.
That is gone. Refuted. One option is refuted. Okay, then they will say no. It is being done one after another. So memory and memory and perception both are responsible for my trying to get that silver. But they say that they are operating one after another. Okay? Now how will Advaita Vedanta refute that? They say if the two cognitions come after another, then both cannot be responsible for your trying to forcing you to action. Both cannot be responsible because when one process is operating, then suppose A and B, memory operating first, then operating perception. So Vedanta says that if the two are operating one after the another, the former, the one which is operating first, can have no causal efficiency with regard to a person's actions, since the latter is intervening between them. Again, I will explain. This is difficult to understand. So this second option, what we are discussing is that memory and perception both are responsible for my trying to get that. If both are responsible, are they operating together or one after another? Together, impossible. Because two mental processes cannot operate together.
Right.
So they say that they are operating one after another. So suppose first memory is operating, then perception is operating, and because of that, I try to get that silver. So first memory and then perception, suppose. But Advaita Vedanta says, if first memory is operating, then perception is operating, then I try to get that, then the one which is operating first, memory, cannot be responsible for my getting that, because in between there is perception.
Yeah, makes sense.
Maharaj, I have a question.
Hmm.
The piece that we are trying to get, it's not silver.
But I am seeing it as silver.
What is nickel?
Nikar is mother of pearl, something just like, it seems just like silver.
Yeah.
Shell or something, bright shell. In the beach, suppose. Something like that.
Oh.
So then what does Vedanta say?
So, don't hurry.
Do it slowly.
Let me enjoy. So, is this clear? First of all, tell me this. Is this clear? That
Yes.
That helps.
that if perception and memory both are responsible, then are they operating together or are they operating one after another? That was the question.
Exactly.
They cannot operate together. Two mental processes cannot operate together. It can only happen one after the another. So they say, okay, then let it be one after another. That also cannot be there. Because if suppose first perception happens, then memory happens, then I go to pick up that, then perception cannot be said to be responsible for my going there because memory is coming in between. So it is simple. I'll give you a practical example. I am standing here. I receive two pushes and I fall down. Okay? Now I will ask that were the push together? Push can happen together, that is no problem. Push is different. Or they were one after the other. So it is one after another. I'm just relate to the example when it is one after another. So I am standing here, A pushes me, I don't fall. B pushes me, I fall. So I cannot say that A was responsible for my falling because B is coming in between. Now do you understand?
But they played a role.
No, it did not play a role.
Yeah, because you didn't fall from
I didn't fall. Here you don't confuse. See, here you are discussing philosophy. If I become disbalanced, that does not matter. I am discussing what was responsible for my fall.
False.
Right.
Okay.
Always remember that you are discussing philosophy here.
Gotcha. Gotta separate this.
So if I fall after B pushes me, then I cannot say that A was responsible for my fall because B is intervening in between. So here Advaita Vedanta says, if you say that memory and perception occurred one after the another, and because of that I went forward to pick up that nacre thinking it was silver, the first one which operated cannot be held responsible. It can have no part to play because the second one was in between. Here A is pushing me, then B is pushing me, I fall. So A cannot be responsible for my falling because B is in between.
But suppose there is no memory there, if you have only perception.
No, here you are refuting them. They say that memory is there. Here you are refuting them, remember. You are not discussing it independently. So, first one, perception and memory together cannot be true. So then we have to go the second one. Second one means what? They say, okay, since memory and perception together also they are not responsible, then one after another also they are not responsible, then we say that either perception or memory are responsible for my trying to get that silver. That also cannot be. Yes, see. Because then, as our action follows neither from, according to them, this is silver, this is, and silver is separate. Always remember this. This is silver, according to them, this is separate mental process, and is silver is a mental process, different mental process. So here you see that either of the two cannot be responsible for my trying to get that silver. Why? As our action follows neither from this only nor from silver only. See, again let me clear it. When I see a nacre as silver and I try to get that silver, what is happening in my brain? This is silver and I have to get it.
Yeah, you've associated it with silver.
This is silver, that phrase you remember.
Yes.
But these people are saying that this is separate. This is separate, is in a memory. And is silver is separate.
Oh, right. Yeah, okay.
So these people answer that, but if what you feel is just this, will you try to get that silver? If you just, there is only one mental process, is silver, will you try to get it? No, because the silver is in your memory. So either of the two, the mental process responsible for this and the mental process responsible for is silver, either of the two, if they are functioning without each other, they are not sufficient for my trying to get that silver.
So Swami, would a person then, on the Advaita side, then in the Advaita philosophy, then say, because you can separate nor from and this is silver, that you've inserted something in the middle because you've caused that. The force has created the separation.
No.
Or not.
You're not understanding the whole philosophical
What
process.
separates it? What is that separation?
Whether what separates or not, that is not the question. The question was that when I see a piece of nacre as silver and I feel that this is silver, according to this school, this is separate and is silver is separate. Now Advaita Vedanta is asking them that when these two mental processes are separate and you still try to get that silver, then what is responsible for your trying to get that silver? Both the mental processes together are responsible or either of the two are responsible? So both cannot be responsible, we have seen. Because they cannot operate together and one after another if they operate, that is also not possible. So the only option left is either of the two is responsible. Either the feeling of this is responsible and also independently the mental process which is behind is silver is also responsible. But they say that cannot happen. Because suppose this is silver. So here this pertains to the perception and is silver is in my memory. So either of the two individually are not sufficient. If I feel only this nacre, will I try to get it? No. If I feel only silver, only memory, silver is in my memory, not there, will I try to get it? Only when they combine and I feel this is silver, will I try to get it. So if you say that these are by themselves, each are sufficient to goad me to try that take that silver, it is not possible. Because either of the two don't have that strength. They have to be combined in the form of this is silver. Otherwise, I am not good.
So in other words, to create the action for your perception
Yeah.
from your memory.
Memory and
Yeah,
what I see,
exactly.
both have to work together.
Exactly.
But they cannot work together as we have seen. So neither they can act together nor they can act separately. So this stands refuted. So that's why Advaita Vedanta says neither of this is possible. Neither of these is possible. So when you say that I am just not discriminating between my memory and perception, and that is why I am trying to get that silver, Advaita Vedanta says it is not possible.
Why?
You
Oh, I know.
I just went through it.
I know, but what I'm saying.
Julian, I'll break your
I'll
head
give
now.
you why I'm hung up. I'll give you why I'm hung up. So say I don't like hearing from my mother-in-law, as an example. And my phone rings and I see it's my mother-in-law. And already inside I'm like, oh, I have to answer this phone call. Already I'm creating the perception from a memory that, oh, this is not going to be a good.
You are not creating a perception
But then-
at all.
I can
You are-
change my
You are not
action
you are
to
not
that.
creating a perception. You are not
So
creating
that's
first.
not real.
No, the argument itself is false. You are not giving a good example.
Okay.
You are not creating a perception here. You are creating a feeling.
A feeling. Okay, so I'm going to separate those.
Here it is complete. The case is completely different.
Okay.
That is why I tell you, because to understand these things, it is not
It's very
fair for me to
very
expect you to
different.
understand.
Yeah, it's very different.
Because this is a different process. Psychological thinking is a different process altogether.
Yeah, you're speaking about object, and then I went and spoke about a feeling, so I can't relate it to.
Right.
No.
Process.
Processes, mental processes.
What's happening in your head?
What's happening here? Yeah.
But we can change those processes.
Whether we can change it or not, that is not the question.
Okay.
That's a different story.
What is happening when you think that a piece of nacre is a silver
Yeah.
and try to get that silver? What is happening in your mind?
Exactly.
So we have seen 6 things which can happen. And Advaita Vedanta has successfully refuted all 6. That your view of what is happening in your brain is not correct. Because their argument, to give the gist of Advaita Vedanta argument, which we'll see in detail, is that silver must be present right there. Otherwise, you will not go and try to pick it up. If it is just in your memory, you will not go and try to pick up that silver. So this is one way of refuting this view. Another way is, you people say, my God, my throat is paining.
Do you want some water? Get some water.
All because of Julian, my throat is paining. So another argument they give why this cannot be possible. They say that you say you are mixing up your memory and perception because your memory is obscured. So what do you mean by my memory is obscured? They ask these people. Does it mean that your memory is not working at all? Does it mean that?
That's working.
If it was not working, then silver would not have come in your consciousness. That is gone. And if it means that you feel that the memory is not memory, memory obscuration, what do you mean to say? First of all, you may say my memory is not functioning. That cannot be the answer because your memory is bringing up the image of silver. Then another is, you may think that my memory is not memory, it is something else. My memory is not memory, is obscured, so I think it is perception. If you think your memory is perception and that is why it is happening, then your original standpoint that this is a combination of 2 mental processes falls to the ground. Because memory, you are admitting yourself that it has become perception. So how can you say there are two mental processes? It's not. It becomes Anyathākhyāti, the one which you have seen before. Or if you say, if you say memory is being obscured, means there is a blending of perception and memory in such a way that they cannot be distinguished. Then Advaita Vedanta asks, if you say it is blending, what do you mean by blending? Tell me. 1 second. So here in philosophy they think about whenever you say something you have to define it. If you say there is non-discrimination because my memory and perception are blended together. So what does blending mean? Does blending mean the apprehension of two mental processes as non-different? If you say it is thinking those two processes to be non-different, then it is nothing but Anyathākhyāti, because they also say that there is not two processes but one process. If you say that there is blending, means there is a mix-up, that Advaita Vedanta says it is not possible. These two mental processes are not like colors which you can mix up. So it has refuted them on all grounds. When you say that your memory is obscured, what do you mean by that? Is your memory failed? Or is your memory not working properly? If not working properly, does this mean your memory and perception are blended? It cannot blend like that. So on all these grounds, this theory of theirs, that when I see silver in a piece of nacre, I mix up the silver seen in my memory with the nacre I am perceiving. If you say non-discrimination is the cause, it cannot be. As simple as that. Or as difficult as that.
As difficult.
Yeah, so you explained two
Anyathākhyāti.
Anyathākhyāti and Vivekakhyāti.
Yeah.
So, can you just please compare both of them?
Yes, now I compared.
You compared.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's. But can you please like Anyathākhyāti?
And in Anyathākhyāti, there is only one mental process.
One mental process.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the memory is being combined with perception.
Combined with process. Okay.
I feel that the silver in my memory is right here in front of me.
Yeah.
I don't think it is memory at all. I think it is perception. But here what they are saying, that the memory and the perception, they are not combined together. They are different. But I mix up both of these things.
Yeah. Right.
Because of mixing up due to obscuration of memory, this is happening.
So both of them.
Both of them are functioning according to them.
Okay. Right.
So then Vedanta asks, then if both are functioning together, what is responsible for trying to go take that silver? Are both functioning together, or one after another, or by themselves? All the three are proved to be impossible.
How did they come to the first conclusion that they cannot operate together? They cannot operate together. Like if we.
No, two mental processes cannot take place at the same time.
That makes sense.
Either you will see something or you will remember something. Generally, it happens so fast that we think it is happening together. Actually, it cannot happen together.
Cannot happen.
No.
What is proof of that?
Proof of that means what? How can you prove it? Two mental processes are waves. So one perception, you can only have one perception at a time. one thought at a time. When 10 thoughts are, when you're thinking various thoughts, actually they are coming one after another.
It's like a bottleneck, they all get to one point.
Once you close your eyes and try to meditate, then you will then try to trace your thoughts. The mind will jump from here and there, try to trace it. You will never see two thoughts occurring at the same time.
No.
Because it will go bottlenecks to one for you to process it.
It is all one thought, but it is happening so fast that we think
What is now solution?
solution, I'm too tired. Because it will take a lot of time.
It's a lot.
Yeah. So I think we'll have to stop here. I know that you are all cursing me like anything.
We will grow with the problem, not with the solution.
It's pretty interesting.
That's very interesting.
So even if we don't understand, the main thing is that just see what we never think about. How these philosophers go into such detail. I think I just see a rope as a snake. What's the big deal? I see a snake. I see a rope. I think it is a snake. So what is there so much research about? But what is happening there?
Big deal.
A big deal.
I have a question. So usually what I'm perceiving and where the memory is telling me what it is, usually that piece, that object, maker for example, it's neither. It's not.
Why
It's
can-
not.
It
maker
is
not.
Naker is always Naker.
Yeah, maker will be always maker.
Yeah.
It's not silver.
No, it cannot be
But
silver.
memory is saying it can be silver.
Memory is saying it can be silver. How? When you say, again, philosophers will tell you to describe. If you say that your memory is telling you, if you say that the silver in my memory is telling me that is not nacre but silver, then how does it take place? So we have seen two options. One option is that silver is brought out from the memory and put there, so to say. So you perceive, there is only one perception, this is silver. Another alternative which we have just now discussed, that memory is in place of memory and perception is in place of perception, but you mix them. So there are two different mental processes, but you are mixing them up. That is also not possible. So the interesting thing is Advaita Vedanta has refuted that the silver is there. Satkhyāti, Ramanuja's view that the silver is actually there, Advaita Vedanta has refuted. Advaita Vedanta has also refuted that the silver is not there. Then what does it mean to say? That we'll have to see later. Because it is already
Oh my goodness.
1 hour 15
Time
minutes.
just went by so fast. Just go.
So,
The most situation is on the confusion.
yeah.
Oh my goodness, isn't that the truth?
So let us stop here.
Either it's a snake or it's a rope.
Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Ram Krishna Paramastu